So, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're diving into one of the most asked questions I get. How much does it really cost to become a pilot in Central Asia? Like full breakdown, PPL or CPL, private license, commercial pilot license. So, whether you're dreaming about getting your private license or going all the way to commercial pilot, I will break down all the real numbers, training, university, flight hours, and hidden expenses, everything you need to know before you start. So sit back and let's get into it. So, first, how the system works in Central Asia, you might have a question on your mind. So, in many countries, you can get your commercial pilot license directly through flight school, like maybe for about 10 months, like less than a year, I heard. So, but in Central Asia, especially in Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan, the system is different. And like I think Kazakhstan is a bit similar, yeah, is a bit similar, but in specific in Kyrgyzstan, here the aviation authorities is usually do not issue a commercial pilot license unless you have a university degree. So most future pilots must first enroll in an aviation university or institute and study for 3 and 4 years, like I don't know. So complete their flight training separately, pass internal exams, and apply for the CPL license.
Задумала, блин, мне нужен шоколад. Мне нужен шоколад. Я тоже хочу шоколад.
So this means you must prepare financially for both academic education and flight training. So here I'm talking about Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan. And recently, how to say, I heard like airline Air Astana is one of the outstanding airline in Central Asia. They start to prepare their own pilots. So they carefully pick candidates and who is smart, who's really good at math and English. They send those cadets to Spain and other countries of Europe in order to get the EASA license. Here I'm talking about EASA, but as for even Kazakh students, they study for about 4 years in order to become a commercial pilot. The same with the Kyrgyzstan. And however, Uzbekistan, they don't have their own flight school. They don't have their own aviation. They have their own aviation like a education system, but they don't prepare like pilots there. You can't like there is no like what it is professional pilot you can study. Therefore, like when I started in my university, I had many group mates from Uzbekistan and Tajikistan as well, because in Tajikistan they also don't have like a flight, what it is, aviation institute where they prepare like pilots. So in Central Asia, keep it in your mind, if you want to arrive and study for a pilot, arrive to Kyrgyzstan or Kazakhstan. So, and let's start with the university. Most aviation institutes in Central Asia charge about around like $1,500 per year for academic study in 2025, and that's the average update price. And if the full program is 4 years, you're looking at like for example 1,500 multiply 4, so total we get 6,000. So some university offer accelerated 3-year programs, so in that case it's closer to 4,500 total. If I explain to the differences between those prices, 3 years and 4 years. So if you study for 3 years, you get like how to say, middle education, but if you study for 4 years you get bachelor degree. That's a difference. And this covers your lecture, exam, lab work, and internal aviation courses, but this does not include flying yet. That's the expensive part. So PPL, private pilot license cost. Now let's talk about the first real step in aviation, the PPL. A private pilot license in Central Asia usually requires ground school around, like, I if I remember rightly, I I separately studied for around like 150 hours of lecture. Yeah, and also around 40-50 hours of flying time. So medical exams and check ride. The typical cost for PPL in Central Asia range from 10,000 hyphen $11,000. So, but Kazakhstan tends to be more expensive than, however, and Kyrgyzstan is slightly cheaper because, for example, they have a lot of grant for their citizens. If you're a foreigner and you wanna like study in Kazakhstan, they will charge you for around one, like, what are the $170,000, like for whole 80, like for whole courses, start from zero to hero. So keep this in your mind. And also we don't forget about like medical check. That's like a difficult part, because before you enter in any university, like, so here we're talking about like aviation pilot, so you have to like pass all the stage of the medical check, and it's really tough, especially like those countries like came from the Soviet Union. Everything, equipments are old, and it will take around, like, if initial medical check, it would take around a week average, because this is what I had before. And now like I don't have initial, I just update every half year. It's like the longest one is each year, and it takes around like 2 days maximum. So and yes, like for this amount of money for PPL, like 10, like, let's put it that way, $10,500. This gives you ability to fly small aircraft for personal use, but you can't get paid as a pilot yet. So, and for many students, PPL is just a warm-up. And a commercial pilot training. Here are where things get serious. To become a commercial pilot, you need around 150 hours total time, depending on the country, but the 150 hours the minimum requirement of ICAO here. So, and flight school in Central Asia charge different rates, but the average for full CPL plus hours is around like $50,000. So, and yes, I said $50,000. So your main expenses include hour building, dual training, simulator, ground school, exams, check ride, navigation flights, fuel and aircraft rental, instructor fees. So most students in Kyrgyzstan spends around 50,000 total for the flying apart. This is on the top university tuition. So, and you might ask, But if you have any question, don't hesitate to leave in the comment below. I will answer. So you might ask, why pilots need a degree? Many people ask, why do we need university degree if the flying is done separately? The reason is simple. The Aviation Authority does not issue a CPL without an academic diploma. It's written in the regulation. So I know. So the degree isn't optional. It's part of the license system in Central Asia. Yes, this is different from Europe or the USA, where the flight school alone is enough. So, well, so I can, and also hidden costs. There are also hidden and additional expenses most students don't think about. For example, medical examination, like from $100 to $300 per year. Serial books, materials, $100, and you have to buy a uniform, is around like $100 roughly. And transportation to the airfield, because when I had my training flight, I lived in capital, and that like airfield located in countryside, so around 100 kilometers away, and I had to like ride. I had my own car, so I spent for my fuel around like 200, maybe let's say $200 like per month. And an IQ English exam is $250. So yes, and let's cost summary, total cost summary. Let's make it. So university 4 years, 6,000 PPL, $11,000 CPL, including with PPL together $50,000, and other expenses like maybe $2,000 as minimum for your life, and a grand total we got around almost 60,000 USD. So yes, becoming a pilot is expensive, but it's also one of the most rewarding careers in the world. So that was based on my personal experience. The system is challenging, but once you finish, you become a fully licensed commercial pilot, ready to work for any airlines. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. If you are preparing to become a pilot in Central Asia, feel free to ask me anything. I'll gladly help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Fly safe. And also, I also prepare my students to pass their IQ level. If you're preparing for 4th or 5th level, please just leave the comment. I will reach out to you. So yeah, I will help you to get ready for your IQ exam with my great pleasure. So stay safe and fly safe.